Okay, I'm going to show you a very quick tutorial for uploading an observation to iNaturalist through their website. So first thing that you'll do is you need to go to iNaturalist.org, and my assumption is you've already created an account. Now, if you're brand new to iNaturalist, you'll see something kind of like this screen that I'm showing right now, but it may not be populated with all this other stuff. That's because I follow certain projects and observations and things like that, so it might look a little plainer. Now, there are different ways to submit an observation. I'm going to show you two examples. You can literally just click Add Observation here, or you can click Upload. They both pretty much do the same thing. And I've already prepared some files. So when you submit an observation, you want to make sure that the photo is zeroed in on the organism that you are submitting the observation for. So I just picked one that I had already cropped, and it's of a green lacewing. I know it's kind of small on this view. And I just uploaded it. Oh, it's not actually uploaded. It's in the system right now, and it will be uploaded in a moment. And initially, it pre-populates some things like the date and time. If the date and time are incorrect, you can click here and correct it. If the location is not populated, you can click and add a location by zeroing in on a map, or you could paste in coordinates. There are other ways to do that outside the scope of this tutorial, though, that automate it a little bit. And now let's say I want to know what this thing is. I already know it's a green lacewing, but maybe I didn't know that the first time. So I'm going to click here on species name. And now the computer vision populates some potential species. And it says we're pretty sure it's in the tribe, this tribe here. And here are our top suggestions. Now, since it's not sure on these top suggestions, it means it doesn't have a high confidence. So I am not a lacewing expert, so I'm not going to overreach and try to over-identify this. So I'm just going to go with what they suggest at the tribe level. Now, if you're worried about privacy, you can set a default setting so that all of your observations are obscured. I don't do that. I do it manually. So right here, I can go in and obscure the location. I actually took this picture in my backyard, so I'd like to obscure it. And if there are any notes to add about behavior or anything else that would be useful for identifiers, go ahead and type them in, and then you can submit it. Now, once you submit it, other people can see it, and they may be able to help with identification. Let's take a look at what it looks like. So here's the observation at the top of my list. I'll click View, and this is what the observation looks like. Now, one thing to point out, if there's this little map over here and all these dots represent other people who have submitted observations from this taxa, from the tribe that this green lacewing is in. So I could kind of scroll in and see what other people have seen in my area. And perhaps that will give me a clue as to what the species is. So I can click on these different push pins and get a little overview of what they saw. Now, I already know that for the most part, these are not identified beyond the tribe level. Sometimes there are some that can be, but I'll let an expert do that. I'm not going to guess. Now, the second observation I want to upload, I'm a little bit more excited about because I know less about what it is. I found this little brown bug. I took 3 different photos of it, and I cropped all 3. And they're of different qualities. You see the back side, the side view, and then there's a nice profile view. Now, since they're all the same organism, I'm going to combine them as one observation. But before I do that, I'm going to see what iNaturalist thinks about the ID for each of the photos. So here it just says we're not confident enough to make a recommendation. Same here, not confident enough. Now this third one, it says it's a brown lacewing. And oh yeah, now that they tell me that, I actually remember this is actually a brown lacewing. So what I'm going to do now is combine the photos into one observation. And you can literally just drag them over. And I always like to make the first photo the best photo, the one that is most likely to be identifiable. And now I'll select brown lacewing. I'm going to go obscure my observation. And that is pretty much it for this observation. So I will submit it and let it save. And voila, hopefully I get a couple of lacewing experts that come by later on and help to identify these 2 new observations.